We've got 2 minutes to discuss each of these points, and the first of them we will do is free will, the phrase used by the BHA on social media, regrettably, which they came out subsequently and said after Henry Oliver flapping his arms at his horse at Uttoxeter, it was suggested that he was making the horse run against its free will, Jim.
Yes, well, there are strict rules about the starts procedure. There's strict rules about lots of things in racing. No trainer's rep allowed at the start without permission. I gather. I'm not sure that he got permission.
Henry didn't get permission to go down, so that was an infringement
of
the
rule.
So
to start with, he was in the wrong. Under no circumstances will a trainer or his rep be allowed to encourage his horse physically, verbally, or using any other means to leave the stalls, brackets, or to jump off in a race not from stalls. For the avoidance of doubt, carrying whips, these are the BHA's words, not mine, striking a horse, using tins of stones to rattle, or blowing whistles, etc., are banned.
Now that is, aside from a horse welfare issue, that is because it's deemed to give your horse an unfair advantage if it doesn't want to start to make it start. I suppose, Kim, that the fact that the term free will was used, it brought it into the realms of a welfare issue, as if it was, you know, horse welfare, as if Henry Oliver was doing something to infringe upon the horse's welfare by forcing it to start. That seemed to be the mistake that was made.
I think free will is the wrong terminology. It's the wrong headline for the whole situation, really. He broke the rules, let's be honest about it. He broke the rules. He didn't have permission to get down to the start. But having said that, you know, you can get permission to lead a horse into the start, and you can bring it in, and so it's slightly pushing the boundaries in two different directions. I think if he'd been given permission to go to the start and waved his arms, he might have got away with it. But the fact he didn't, they're going to turn around and say, "Hey, hang on here, you've been a naughty boy. You shouldn't have been there in the first place." Slightly old-fashioned as I am, I would have turned up to him and taken him aside and said, "Look, I'm not terribly sure it's a really good idea. Get yourself sorted next time. If you want to go down to the start, get permission, make sure you're out of the way, and then lead your horse in, rather than actually going and fining him." I think the fining drew a large black line under something which needn't have happened.
And more on that when Gary Witherford joins us a little bit later in the show.